welcome to Soweto. I'm Chelsea and we're going to go to fun, fast and fantastic places where the whole family can join from the comfort of your home. Let's go to the lineup. What a succulent lineup. Don't you just hate that everyday bumper-to-bumper traffic? Don't you just sometimes wish you could just put your foot down and just drive as fast as you can? Well, I say it's time we leave this concrete jungle and go to Princess Crossing, where speed is just a word. We are now taking an African culture tour right here in Mzansi. Do you like African statues, plants and huts? Well, this is the place where you need to be.
I work here at the village as a site guide. The name of this village, we call it Credo-Mutha Cultural Village, whereby it was created in 1974 and was finished in 1986 by the elder himself. The reason why he created this village so that you can be in touch since we live a modern life. So usually we must figure masifika sithole ukuthi ngamathwasana bathwasela laphana uCredo Status lalapha sidlala iguphu masibuyele ekhaya kuba iproblem abazali kumele bakwade bathi nibuya kuphi niphuma kulo baba lo thakathana sakude baba lo zonibulala nenzimithi, which was not like that. It's just that our parents, they never understood the vision of Credo-Mutha. Credo-Mutha wanted to fight the spirit, the system spiritually by introducing spirit to the young generation, to the teenagers of South Africa. So because of today we are the young generations, we are the ones who are supposed to teach about African values, where we're coming from. Ukambeni kwakhe la 86, 87 akahambanga kamnandi. It's because of the community was against these teachings. They thought ukuthi ufundisa abantu amanga and at the same time bazitshela ukuthi yathakatha. Hence in the village we see we've got our trinity, which is got the mother, the earth mother, the mother nature. And we've got the father with 40 different faces that facing the four cardinal points of the earth. That is the one that we commemorate in his names. We say Jehovah, Allah. We refer to one person. Those four faces represent the four races that live in this earth, which is the blacks, the whites, the Arabs, and the Asians. The colors are the mixed breed of the four races. Because of jealousy, we decided to create race in this earth. And then on top of the creator, we see there is an eagle head, which is not an eagle head. We call it a kaula bird or a talking bird. A talking bird was used anciently in Africa by our great-great-great-parents, whereby whenever they had their children will be taken to the gods of the kaula birds to be named by that gods. That is why today as African people, our African names are very much important to us. We live upon our names, they've got a meaning to us. And there's a round ball on top of the creator, which is a symbol of wisdom. And the four breasts that we see on her, that those four breasts, that is where we suck divine love, integrity, humanity, good life and intelligence itself. We African people, we use a pyramid as a traditional hospital. That is where our Sanusis, which is the Zulu shamans, will heal their patients. Why they are using a pyramid? Because the pyramids in Africa are sacred. And then African people will use the pyramid to absorb energy. It is for our traditional healers to absorb a positive and a powerful energies so that they can heal their patients. And then inside this how people are admitted. Mago bazok admita kule bed local. Then Makuba is an ICU, intensive care unit. He'll be taken up so that when you die, at least a daughter or shoulder next to Amajoso. We have the prediction of the Twin Tower bombing, which is this one. The prediction, Credo Mutwa did this prediction in 1979. He said, somewhere over the seas, in one of the most powerful, developing and a rich country, there's going to be a race, which is the Arabic race, that will revolt against that country, and they will be using a flare machine as a weapon of destruction. When you look at the painting, we see there are two. These are the Twin Towers, the original Twin Towers that you find in America in the 70s. It's a flare machine, which is a plane that was used to attack the Americans.
Wabuya futhi ngo-1976 wayenza i-prediction about the uprising of 1976 eyayenza ukuthi abantwana besikolo ba-revolt bafike bashise indlu yakhe eDiepkloof bafike baphule ne-capture zala.
Credo Mutwa made another prediction about HIV and AIDS. That was in the very same year in 1979. We in South Africa, we started to know about HIV and AIDS. That was 84 towards 85. And it was just a deadly virus, it didn't have the name. In his vision, there were these two great characters. The great king of the African village, who was so stubborn, who didn't want to listen to anybody, who was so great that he wanted to take all the women in the village. And the traditional healer of them all, Muhunda Rengo, whom could cure 95% of the viruses using traditional herbs, and he was the advisor to the king, whom he told the king about the deadly diseases that are coming to this earth, but he never listened to the traditional healer. He ended up marrying 250 wives, and he was not satisfying all of them all sexually. Others managed to go out and then cheat with their mascaris, and they caught the virus and they brought the virus in the family. The king catches the virus and comes to the traditional healer, expecting to get the cure. Then the healer tells the king that the virus that the king has, it is beyond his powers. Please believe it or not.
Well, there you have it. It's a beautiful thing to embrace our cultures, as diverse as they are. It's kind of like what's happening on Vilakazi Street, one of the most famous streets in South Africa. We're now going to Vilakazi Street to visit a woman who loves these.
We have just arrived at Vilakazi Street, the most famous street in South Africa. This is where the apartheid youth fought for our rights. Although this is a place that had so many historical things happening, it is no longer seen as a place of mourning, but rather as a place of celebrating the heroes that fought for today's freedom. This place has become fully visitor friendly with public arts and divine restaurants. Speaking about divine restaurants, let us go see a man that manages one of the restaurants in Vilakazi Street and find out what it is that attracts both local and international people to the restaurants. Can you please tell us what is Sakumzi Restaurant?
Sakumzi, it's a restaurant for everybody. We've got local staff, people coming in and out, so we can cater for everybody.
This restaurant began with a group of friends chilling with beers under the tree. Can you tell me more about the story behind that?
When we started blooming here, we used to see people passing up and down. After Mandela came out of jail and Tutus, then we said, no, how about trying something to see to it we can open a restaurant, because there was no restaurant in this street.
What attracts both local and international people to this restaurant?
The food of the vibe they get. You can come here, you can go to other places. If you order food, you have to wait. But here you can come in, you find the buffet. And then the other thing, the main thing they are going to get it, local food, tribe and samp.
So are you planning on growing the business, maybe building franchises around?
To open another franchise somewhere else. Even now it's abroad, it's in London. Go and see other places. They've called him to go and see where that business can drive it to that side also.
In spite of everything that happened in Vilakazi Street, I was fascinated, rather intrigued by a woman that keeps snakes in her house. Yes, you heard me, snakes. So let's go inside as we're going to go check Mlindi that has snakes in her house.
Hawu sawa
Ninjani?
Ngiyaphila kunjani?
Ngiyaphila, ngiyajabula ukwazi kakhulu ma futhi ngijabulile ukuba la ekhaya.
Yebo.
Mama, can you please tell us more about yourself and what it is that you do for a living?
For the living, I'm an artist. I'm doing art and craft. And I also love snakes. Why we had snakes? My daughter, from the age of 7, she used to hold snakes from the age of 7. So when she was 13 years old, we had to join the Snakes Club in Edenvale. And that's where we had to learn more about snakes. We started buying our own snakes then. As we've got snakes now, we've got 5. Another reason why we have snakes, we are teaching people, our people, the community, about snakes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, because most of the time when we've got snakes, especially in our culture, you are a witch, you are, they say all these things.
certain things
Yes,
like that.
but now we teach people.
Okay, how much do they pay for a session with you and the snakes?
Okay, for ukuthi umuntu angene nje, it's only 10 rand. And ngale 10 rand umuntu uzofunda okuningi, uyothi ephuma sebuze imibuzo eminingi enyoka, nami ngambonisa ngamfundisa. I10 rand kodwa uma umuntu esethatha isithombe simfundisile ukuthi uyibamba kanjani ngoba abanye bazisaba kodwa sakufundisa ukuthi uyibamba kanjani uze ube comfortable ngayo. Uthatha isithombe kuba yi20 rand. Uthi ngikufundise ne?
Yebo ma, ukuthi ibanjwa kanjani?
Okay,
Ukuthi
ukuqala
ungakwazi
ma
ukuzwisa ubuhlungu.
ukuthi uyijwayele. Ungayibrusha kanje. Ne? Ibrush.
Ma, it's a very, very fascinating thing to do, keeping reptiles in your house. This is beautiful, Mama.
Siyabonga.
Yeah, nami ngiyabonga kakhulu. Yes, it was a very beautiful experience. Inyoka azinalutho bafethu. Thank you so much.
Wow, that was beautiful and informative. Who would have thought Vilakazi Street would have so much to offer? I think it's time we go down to the Bodhi Alley and see who's hitting pins and who's hitting it in the gutter.
Of course, so where to? Bringing you the best places Johannesburg has to offer, and that is why we are here today at the Extreme Bowling Family Entertainment Center. Also, come along, join me, like our boss.
It's basically 10-pin bowling and the pinball machines and pool tables. 10-pin bowling, it can be enjoyed by anyone, like from 5 years up to 60, 70 years, you name it. It's good, it's an exercise. Then there is a mathematical aspect involved also, like when you checking the scores, how it does it. When you get a strike, when you get a spare, it's not like it's simple and straightforward, whereby you add 10 plus something. You actually get like sort of a bonus. So there is a mathematical aspect that is involved also. Then it's also good like for to see, in form of exercise, like to see like how good are you at balancing. Like when you run towards the approach, when you get onto the throw line, you have to stop before you can cross over it or step over the line, otherwise you get a foul. Then we also have got like a bar, a full bar, fully licensed bar that is in the center. We do corporate functions, we do birthday parties, bachelor parties, bachelorettes, you name it, anything. Product launches.
Are you open for people who want to come and do you have to book prior? When are you guys open?
It's advisable to book because sometimes we haven't got anything, then all of a sudden the place is packed up. If you have made a reservation, then when you come in, you know your lanes are reserved.
Thank you very much.
Not a problem, it's a pleasure.
As we up and ready and we are about to roll some balls, but before we do that, we've got Bongani, who's also part of the Soweto family. Bongani, tell us, how long have you been doing this?
Thank you, Portia, for having me in the show, and to the viewers at home. I've been doing this for quite some time now. This is my 3rd year and going strong.
Wow, there you have it, guys. And it's not a competition because I'm very inexperienced, but as long as we all have fun, right?
Yes, fun we're gonna have.
indeed roll. You've got to love extreme bowling. Soweto now takes us to Lily's Leaf Farm, a farm where the ANC leaders used to hide out during the apartheid years. It is now a museum and a heritage site, but still fun enough to take the whole family.
Good morning and welcome. This is, of course, So Where To on this beautiful day right here in Rivonia. So why are we here today? Well, it's Heritage Month in our country. Which better way to celebrate this month than to be here at Lily's Leaf Farm? So come along with me and allow Soweto to take you on a journey to explore and, of course, to be informed right here at Lily's Leaf Farm, a place of liberation.
Before I came here, I went around and I asked a few young people and I said to them, if I said the word Lily's Leaf Farm, what actually comes to mind? So could you please tell us, for those who don't know, what is Lily's Leaf Farm?
Okay, Lily's Leaf Farm at the time, it was purchased in 1961 as a secret meeting place for the Communist Party. It evolved into the headquarters of the newly formed military wing, Umkhonto we Sizwe. Lily's Leaf became a very seminal place within the liberation struggle and an important place for liberation leaders to meet. And it was from here that the newly formed military wing, MK, launched its first attacks on December the 16th, 1961, which announced the arrival of MK. In fact, the ANC in 2002 declared that Lily's Leaf was the birth of MK. So today, Lily's Leaf is an incredibly important place in that it is a symbol of what that liberation struggle was about. It was a symbol of what the Freedom Charter was about. It articulated the ideas and values and principles of what the liberation struggle stood for.
This place is very, very different from other museums. What are the things that you are doing to attract youngsters to actually come and explore such places?
I base it on the fact that when I was a small little boy, the one thing I found detestable was being dragged off to museums or for historical sites because I found it boring. It was static, it was unimaginative. So I used myself and how I felt, and to some degree how I still feel. And it is important that the stories, the history, is told in a dynamic, imaginative, interactive, immersive way. I was asked to talk about Lily's Leaf to what I call freedom babies, material babies. They were glamorous. They frequented Santon Square. So someone said, please tell them about Lily's Leaf. So I said, have you heard of Rivonia? And they looked at me and said, of course, Rivonia Road. The other interesting question, was posed by Alistair Sparks, who I'm sure you know was a journalist, and he posed a question to a group of his students. He said, who is O.R. Tambo? There was silence for a few seconds, and someone responded by saying, the airport. Now that is the problem we face in this country.
Wow, what an awesome experience it has been at Lily's Leaf today. Not only was it interesting, engaging and uplifting, but it was also quite interactive, even though I can say so myself as a freedom baby. I really hope to see you soon at Lily's Leaf, and remember, it is not just a historical site, but a living and breathing legacy of this country.
Back to Soweto, we take you here, there and everywhere. Are you good on the ice, or do you trip and fall and roll like a dice? I think it's time to polish your shoes, sharpen your blades. We're going to Northgate to ice skate.
Northgate Ice Rink, the place where people and ice come together. Why do people actually love ice skating?
I love ice skating because whenever I'm here, it just feels like I'm in a different universe with all my friends, just me skating. I love ice skating because this is my world. This is where I can do whatever I want. It's like no one can control me. I feel free.
I celebrate peace.
So we sent our very own Gilebugile, who is a first-time skater, to go out and try something new at a place she's never been to.
Okay, this is my first time here. I don't know what to do. I'm excited and nervous at the same time. So I'm just going to try my luck and hopefully I enjoy it.
wonder what were other people's embarrassing moments.
My most embarrassing moment was when
Probably when I tried to give someone a high five and bailed over forwards and crashed into the ice.
I didn't know how to stop and I slammed right into the barrier. When I tried to spray with someone and I fell on them.
It's just a passion of mine. I've always liked it. I've been skating for almost 2 years now, and I pretty much do it every weekend.
What a place. Make sure you go down to Northgate to have the time of your life. At 50 Rand a session, it's so nice, you'll definitely want to go twice.
Wow, that was so much fun. As you can see, I'm ready to go back for some more. Thank you so much for tuning in. And guys, don't forget, you live in an amazing city. Take advantage of it. I'm Chelsea Lucy. See you next time. Bye.